Spook 101. Bro, we back with another video, bro. We back, nigga. I say we back with another video. Alright, bro, we back with another video. Let's get this shit started, nigga. Like this shit, subscribe, whatever you want to do, bro. Support the bitch, bro.
You need more training. I need more training. You need safety valve. Yeah. You got a mental problem. He said he was gonna catch a body. Everything recorded. Him right here. He said he gonna catch a body out here. Everything he came up to me with a stick.
On August 23, 2020, police officers on patrol in Chicago made the abrupt decision to detain a...
What car was that in Chicago?
In Chicago,
What that is?
made
What the fuck that black car is in Chicago?
the abrupt decision to detain a young man by the name of Leroy Kennedy. One moment Leroy was going about his day, and the next, he was being tackled, his face ground into the pavement. He was resisting arrest, officers would later inform him. But the original reason they stopped him seemed to mystify everyone, including the officers themselves, who seemed intent on behaving unprofessionally throughout the encounter. Right away, we're situated in the middle of a chaotic scene fueled by an incensed mob. They've just witnessed a violent incident instigated by the police themselves.
Hey, no, chill out. You know we'll roll your We'll roll your We just you. Take the come on. You just busted. Okay. You just busted. You playing, bro. You playing, bro. You playing, bro. You playing.
Why the fuck everybody got a white t-shirt on? Damn, Chicago. I can't get none but a white t-shirt. Even a female got a white t-shirt. It gotta be something going on. Some event. It ain't no way.
You just this face up like this.
But nah, everybody got regular outfit on, but just with a white t-shirt.
Hey, you just face up.
And a white beater.
He was trying to fight me, bro. You was trying to fight the you touching me for no reason, bro. I ain't got shit on me, bro. I ain't take off when I walk though. I ain't run, I walk though. On my middle criminal. Stop pushing him, bro. I'm gonna get some medical attention, bro.
You might expect that once Leroy is in the back of the squad car, his defenders will disperse. However, this seems to have the exact opposite effect.
Bro, back up, back up. I'll be back. Back up.
The chaotic scene has quickly evolved to what appears to be a standoff between officers and civilians. The officer, having put his hands around Leroy's neck and having thrown him to the ground, definitely doesn't appear to have been warranted. While exercising force against a fleeing suspect is allowed, so long as the force is reasonable under the circumstances, Leroy didn't appear to have been a fleeing suspect. He also didn't appear to have been resisting, nor did it seem he had any weapons on his person. There must be specific, articulable facts to support the exercise of force.
This is Pod 5, the first fully immersive sleep system. Intelligent.
And here, we aren't seeing any.
Give me some space. I'm trying to get medical attention, bro. Because you did. It is what it is. That's why we don't like y'all. Kill y'all. I hate y'all. You just my face up, bro. I ain't got bro. I have nothing. Why you take y'all? Bro, I walked on, bro. Did you move my hands? Bro, you want to search me, bro? I'll have up the copy. You search me. You can search me hands down, everything. I don't have nothing.
Hamlin in the cuffs, take control now.
I got you.
Okay, now disregard, take a disregard. Disregard Hamlin in the cuffs, Augusta and Hamlin, take a disregard.
It also doesn't help that more police are joining the scene by the minute. It's hard to say who's most upset, Leroy, the crowd, or the police. One of the officers who participated in the arrest appears to be particularly agitated and takes it out on the crowd.
Let's go then. Take that off. 140-pound ass. 140 pounds. Hold on with your homies. Come,
Small white t-shirt.
Yeah. He wasn't like that when you just got out here. He was not like that. He was not like that. He said he got his own now. He gonna get you every day. That's all that fuck, bro. Ain't nobody trying to tag you.
I appreciate you guys. Stay right there, fine.
Why you getting all tough and down like that?
Sticks.
All the people
Picking up sticks.
That man was not like that.
We just slammed him on his head. We did. We know. We're not lying about it.
Right.
Okay?
Oh, what the fuck for?
He started fighting around. He choked him through the day. He tried to talk to him. You pulled up. We don't need that.
Yeah, because he slammed him on the
He did. I understand. But Buddy was coming up behind him. Okay? Trying to pull him away.
There's too much shit going on, bro. Just let me turn this shit down.
It's on camera. It's on camera.
Ain't shit happening, bro.
You need more training.
I need more training.
You need something back. You got
But this nigga right here, just shut the fuck up, bro. Just shut the fuck up.
I do.
He said he gonna catch a body. Everything recorded. Him right here. He said he gonna catch a body out here. Everything
He came up to me with a stick.
bro. Straight home. You flipped him, bro. Take that him, bro. Take that him, bro.
Yeah, bring that stick.
Look at his face, bro.
Catch a body today.
You might think you misheard the officer, but he did in fact say that he was looking to catch a body, and as he continuously points out to the crowd, it's all on video.
You picked up a bag. It's on camera. I did.
Everything has gotten out of hand, and the officer needs to quickly separate Leroy from the scene. Considering the number of members of law enforcement who've responded to the scene, at least 1 to 2 should be making efforts to de-escalate the situation and to calm the civilians. However, what we've seen...
The cops in Chicago, Chicago will always be Chicago, because Chicago cops from Chicago. So they not even good with their shit. Like, yeah. There's no order in that fucking state or city. I mean, there's no order. There's no order.
isn't consistent with this. At this point, it's clear that the officers have lost control of the situation. Irate civilians have surrounded the cruiser, and Leroy should have already been transported away from the scene.
I wasn't. Your ass was inside. I'm intimidated.
There's something obviously wrong with it, bro.
The situation is now completely out of control. Officers are behaving unprofessionally, which tarnishes the law enforcement badge. While they should never let their emotions be seen, their anger has gotten the best of them. The civilians have a right to challenge authority, and the officers have no right to speak to the civilians the way they are, including the name-calling and threatening to lock them up as you just witnessed. As the police car begins to pull away, the officer continues shouting insults out the window.
Make more than you, bro. Running. Remind me to take this. I got you, okay? I got you. We got you. And nobody gonna treat you badly. I'm gonna get you water and everything, okay?
But based on the police treatment Leroy has experienced so far, though, these promises likely don't mean much. Back where the crowd is gathered, several bystanders attempt to explain how the situation has played out so far. The response they get is lackluster at best, if not outright dismissive.
He go see his sister, man. Put their hand on him. He jumped out, he grabbed him. He didn't try to get aggressive with him. He picked him up and slammed him, man. On the guy in the car.
When
The black
the
officer
gentleman
picked
told
him
him
up.
to not touch him, the officer got mad and choked him.
Yeah, he
and then he tried to resist. The officer took him and slammed him on the ground.
He wasn't doing nothing.
Why did the police officer get out of the car?
We have no idea. They
So we
parked
was
right
sitting right
here.
here.
They parked right here. They were sitting down right here. He started walking towards them. The gentleman got up and started walking away. I guess he didn't want no problem. They never found nothing on. He wasn't doing anything wrong. The black officer tried to corner him out, ran and chased him and blocked him out. He said, "Man, I ain't did nothing. Don't touch me." The officer grabbed him and started choking him.
Right. My suggestion is, if you want to make a complaint, you can call COFA. But obviously, it looks like the guy's under arrest for something.
What that something is remains to be seen. An officer needs to take charge of the situation and give the disgruntled witnesses a voice. They need for someone to listen and to feel they've been heard. They should be given the option to fill out statements and potentially compose formal complaints. Even if the complaints don't move forward, perception is everything, even so much as giving the witnesses business cards as a way to build trust. For now, officers clear the original scene and arrange to meet EMS at a more controlled location. However, not all of the officers go quietly, fanning the flames of unrest before leaving the area.
Oh, we come out thick. That's how we do. I'm just talking to the community, bro. That's me. I still love you, though. I still love you. I love you, Papa.
They need attention. All right, let's go. They just need attention. I don't want to give them attention.
Just a few blocks away, one of the officers waiting for EMTs to assess Leroy finally thinks to ask a rather important question.
We jumped.
What y'all doing? I'm trying to see what y'all arrested for.
What's he arrested for? They instantly started fighting. But you don't know what you're arrested for?
Be arrested for. Hey, no, hey, see my face. Do you see my face?
As we saw in the arrest footage, this isn't exactly true. It seems that the police are getting creative. Police chased Leroy down, and it was only after they laid hands on him that he began to flail.
What's he arrested for?
A rather important question.
We jumped.
What y'all doing? I'm trying to see what y'all arrested for.
What's he arrested for? They instantly started fighting. But you don't know what you're arrested for?
Be arrested for. Hey, no, hey, see my face. Do you see my face?
As we saw in the arrest footage, this isn't exactly true. It seems that the police are getting creative. Police chased Leroy down, and it was only after they laid hands on him that he began to flail.
They started grabbing on Razor as soon as he walked up, grabbing his back, grabbing the doctor's vest, pulling him away. We didn't even say
This claim may be true.
Then they don't even
Conflict
let
once
him. They telling him to shut up. Like, no, hell.
again
no.
flares between Leroy and the officers while they wait for EMS. Even rookies are taught not to engage with a yelling detainee. While it would go a long way in the court of public opinion and among a jury when footage shows officers not engaging, this particular officer opens the door to the cruiser and confronts Leroy. His act is clearly unprofessional. In addition, the backwards worn baseball hat wouldn't be a standard issued uniform item. Police already saw that Leroy had a phone during the arrest, the search, and when they initially placed him in the car.
I see you.
Yeah.
Oh, Angelo Gray, 514 891 Angelo, I'm gonna sue all you. Angelo Gray, I'll do the job. Angelo Gray, Apple Harry, Rainer, what up? Yo, Robinson, Long Clark. What the ain't got home, I'm gonna get all you. Watch this.
Soon EMTs arrive to tend to Leroy's injuries. He's escorted out of the police car and into the ambulance while police decide who will accompany him to the hospital. Before getting underway, police take the opportunity to search Leroy again, but nothing incriminating has appeared in his pockets since the last time they checked. With that out of the way, they can finally head to the hospital. In addition to the scrapes on his face, Leroy was treated for injuries to his hands and wrists. There were also concerns about a concussion due to the force with which Leroy's head hit the pavement. While he has recovered physically, he's since come forward to say the encounter left him traumatized.
I don't understand why you still up.
What's up?
Why you still up?
Why am I still what?
Why the you still up?
Why am I still what?
You heard what I said.
It's a good question because you've certainly noticed Leroy still hasn't been told why he's under arrest. While the United States Supreme Court has held that it's good police practice to tell a suspect why they're being arrested when taken into custody, the Supreme Court has found no constitutional requirement to do so. Very few states statutorily require this in the United States. It's an exception far from the norm.
Patel 18129.
Damn sure gonna know. My lawyer come holler at y'all, you damn sure gonna know.
Cool.
Damn sure finna get y'all through.
Alright, that's good.
Like, damn sure finna get y'all through. Patrol.
Best of luck to you, buddy.
1829.
Best of luck to you, buddy.
Good luck.
These sarcastic and shit. I hope these motherfuckers lost their job.
Why you grab me like that? Why you grab me for though? I don't get why he touching me, bro.
When Leroy's arrest came under investigation, it seemed police had very little to say for themselves by way of explanation.
Alright. We'll put everybody else as offenders that grabbed you. We'll do that on the case report. We'll start head on. Yeah, description or whatever. Alright, head on in.
Chicago cops, look at their uniform. I see why they mad, bro. Like, they just look broke as fuck.
It's clear that the sergeant is aware the situation has been botched. The story officer settled on was that Leroy looked directly at the officers as they drove by, widened his eyes, and then walked away. It appears that Leroy was violently arrested for the serious crime of looking surprised. The official report went on to mention that police suspected Leroy might have had a gun when he reached for his pocket, but as they later discovered, all he could have been reaching for was his phone or glasses. It seems the real reason Leroy was stopped was simply a case of bullying or misuse of power. Leroy was charged with resisting arrest and aggravated assault against a peace officer. All charges were dropped a few months later, thanks to the body camera footage which proved Leroy was not the instigator. Leroy proceeded to sue the City of Chicago Police Department for personal damages, as well as to ensure this sort of situation doesn't happen again. He was ultimately awarded $195,000. Clearly, the situation should have been handled much differently. While police training has progressed over the years, it must continue to evolve and grow with the times. De-escalation, implicit bias, and wellness of law enforcement officers are a few of the mandatory training programs officers must complete. In addition, they're now educated on reporting misconduct they see other officers committing. While officers like these should be a thing of the past, we still have a long distance ahead, evidenced by what we just witnessed.
The biggest mistake most YouTubers make is designing thumbnails for their subscribers.
Y'all like this shit, I like this shit, y'all better like my shit, cause I just like they shit. I'm gone.